You are not standing where you are by chance. You reached this point because something inside you refused to quit, even when life became heavy and confusing. You kept moving through a season that was never meant to feel easy. Before moving forward, it matters to pause and acknowledge what you went through. That season didn't simply pass by. It pressed on you. It tested you. It demanded more strength than you believed you had. There were mornings you woke up already tired, not the kind of tired that rest can fix, but the kind that settles deep inside you, the kind that makes you lie still and wonder how long you can keep carrying everything. You held on to prayers that seemed unanswered. You held on to hope that kept getting delayed. You were pushed to grow strength you never asked for and never prepared for. There were quiet moments you kept to yourself, moments when you questioned if you were being ignored, punished, or pushed too far. Moments when you wondered if you had taken a wrong turn, or if more was never meant for you. Here's the truth that changes everything. What you went through was not meant to reward you. It was meant to shape you. Nothing you faced happened by accident. The waiting, the endings, the silence, the times things fell apart just when they felt close, none of it was meant to harm you. Certain paths were closed because they would have taken you away from who you are becoming. You were not falling apart, you were being adjusted. Change always requires release. Growth always asks you to leave something behind. This includes old habits, old roles, old beliefs, and old versions of yourself that helped you survive but could never help you fully live. That season pushed you to face patterns you could no longer ignore. It pulled you away from noise so you could finally hear your own voice again. Even when it felt harsh, it was exact. Pressure brought clarity. Without noticing, you began to change. You stopped chasing what drained you. You started seeing through ideas that once comforted you. Your patience for what didn't feel true quietly disappeared. You did not lose your kindness. It became stronger. You did not lose belief. It became steady. You did not lose direction. You cleared distractions. What you carried was never meant to stay forever. That season was a test, not a sentence. There is a point where everything feels still, yet change is happening underneath. Growth begins in quiet, unseen places. You have been there, and now things are opening. What comes next is not about struggle. It is about allowing peace, allowing support, allowing what no longer needs to be forced. You stayed when it would have been easier to walk away. That matters more than you know. What lies ahead will feel calmer, clearer, and lighter. One day, you will understand why everything unfolded the way it did. You didn't endure all of this to stay the same. You endured it to rise beyond it. Receiving what is meant for you requires a different kind of letting go. Not giving up, not losing hope, but releasing the need to control how good things arrive. Trusting that what belongs to you will come without being chased, begged for, or forced. You have already done the hardest thing possible. You stayed. You stayed when leaving would have been easier. You stayed when no one would have blamed you for quitting. You stayed when believing felt risky and hope felt foolish. That choice matters more than you realize. Endurance changes people. It builds strength that cannot be faked. It creates a quiet power that life responds to. What comes next does not rush in loudly. It arrives softly, as calm instead of stress, as peace that doesn't need explanation, as chances that feel steady instead of heavy, as people who don't drain you, as doors that open without pain. Life will meet you differently now, because you are no longer the same person. You no longer beg for answers. You recognize them. You no longer confuse intensity with care. You no longer leave yourself behind to be accepted. Your pain was never proof that you were lost. It was evidence that you were moving through a narrow place that leads to growth. Some people will no longer understand you, and that is okay. Some paths will remain closed, and they should. Some wants will fade, and you will realize they were only placeholders. This is where effort and ease meet. This is where clarity replaces confusion. Pause and make this promise to yourself. I release what has been heavy, and I allow myself to receive what is meant for me. You did not endure everything just to stay the same. You endured it to rise above it. You are stepping into alignment with who you were always meant to be.